All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into this incredible cosmic detective story about two planetary siblings, our own Earth and Mars. Now, they were both born with the potential for life, but as we know, one blossomed into this vibrant paradise we call home, while the other became a desolate, frozen wasteland. So, how did that happen? We're going to explore the catastrophic events and, the incredible strokes of luck that decided the winner of the most important race in our solar system's history. And just to get us started, here's a totally mind-bending idea to think about. What if the very first spark of life on Earth didn't actually start here? Yeah, some scientists think it might have journeyed from Mars. So, could the story of this dead planet actually be the beginning of our own? Well, to even begin to answer that, we first have to unravel this central mystery of Mars itself. The red planet we see today is this barren desert, right? But there's so much evidence pointing to a completely different past. Just try to imagine it. A world with vast oceans, a thick, protective atmosphere, and maybe, just maybe, the very first stirrings of life in our entire solar system. To really get how everything changed, we've got to journey back billions of years, back to the chaotic dawn of our solar system. The sun was basically a newborn star, and the planets were still figuring themselves out. And back then, in this cosmic nursery, if you had to place a bet on which planet would become a cradle for life, you know what? Earth would have been a serious long shot. Okay, so this is where the story completely flips everything we think we know. Because Mars is smaller and farther from the sun, it cooled down way faster. It hit this perfect temperature, ideal for vast flowing oceans, all while Earth was still just a seething molten furnace. Seriously, the conditions on early Mars were so good that it's believed the first microbial life in our solar system actually started there, while Earth was still a lifeless rock. Mars had a huge head start. So, what on earth happened? How did Mars lose that lead? Well, the answer comes down to one pivotal moment where everything changed. The destinies of these two young worlds were completely and forever altered by two separate, cataclysmic collisions. These impacts sent them down two totally different paths. First, Mars got dealt an absolutely devastating blow. An asteroid of unimaginable size slammed into the planet with the force of thousands of nuclear bombs. The impact was so catastrophic, it likely boiled the oceans, ripped away a huge chunk of its atmosphere, and sterilized the entire surface, wiping out any fragile life that had just started its journey. Now, right around the same time, a still lifeless Earth was also hit by a massive object. But for our planet, this wasn't an ending. No, in a bizarre twist of cosmic fate, this collision, it was the beginning of everything. And the result of this collision was just astonishing. Instead of destroying Earth, the impact created our moon. And this wasn't just any moon. It was a huge gravitational partner. Its powerful pulse stabilized Earth's wobbly axis. Without that, our planet would tilt wildly, causing these extreme climate shifts from global ice ages to scorching heat waves, making it totally impossible for complex life to get a foothold. The moon created the predictable seasons that would be absolutely crucial for evolution. What a lucky break. But get this, Mars wasn't completely defeated yet. The planet actually mounted a pretty dramatic comeback. Massive volcanoes, like Olympus Mons, a beast 3 times the height of Mount Everest, erupted, and they released all this water vapor from underground reservoirs into the thin atmosphere. This created clouds and rain, and for a short time, Mars had flowing water once again. It was a real second chance at life. But that second chance was fleeting. Mars's fundamental problem was still there. It was just too far from the sun to hang on to enough heat. Without a thick atmosphere to act like a blanket, the planet just plunged into a deep, permanent freeze. All its water turned ice, locked away in the polar caps and underground, and that was it. The final hope for life was extinguished. So as Mars was becoming this frozen relic of what could have been, Earth was just getting started on its incredible journey. With a stable climate and a powerful ally in its moon, our planet was ready to use its unique advantages to win the race for life, once and for all. One of the most game-changing moments came when early bacteria in Earth's ocean started pumping out oxygen. As this new gas filled the atmosphere, the sun's powerful ultraviolet rays zapped it and transformed it into ozone. This created essentially a planetary-scale sunblock, a protective shield around the entire globe. It blocked all that deadly radiation and finally finally made it safe for life to crawl out of the oceans and colonize the land. So you see, it wasn't just one thing, but this perfect combination that let Earth succeed. You had a large, stabilizing moon for predictable seasons, the perfect Goldilocks distance from the sun for liquid water, an oxygen-rich atmosphere, a protective ozone layer, and, crucially, a strong magnetic field. This invisible shield generated by our planet's molten core that deflects dangerous solar storms which would have otherwise stripped our atmosphere away. In the long run, Mars had none of these. Earth had them all. And what's really amazing is that even Earth's later catastrophes turned out to be lucky breaks for us. The asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago, yeah, tragic event for them, but it created a massive power vacuum. This mass extinction paved the way for a whole new class of animal to flourish, mammals. And that group, of course, would eventually lead to us.
But look, this tale of two worlds isn't just some story about the distant past. When we look up at the desolate, frozen surface of Mars, we're really looking at a ghost, a haunting vision of a potential future. It's a powerful reminder of just how fragile a living planet can be.
Mars lost its chance at life because of cosmic luck, a rogue asteroid, and being just a little too far from the sun. But what about Earth? The next great extinction event on our planet might not come from space. It could be a devastating pandemic, or it could be the result of our own actions, things like climate change or nuclear conflict. But even if we manage to navigate all of those threats, there's one cosmic finale that is absolutely unavoidable. In the very distant future, our planet's destiny is tied to the star that gives us life. As our sun ages, it's going to expand and get hotter. In about 1 billion years, it'll be so hot that Earth's oceans will just boil away, sterilizing the whole planet. And then ultimately, our world will be completely engulfed and vaporized. And so, that brings us to the final, really profound lesson of this cosmic story. The universe doesn't pick favorites. Mars had its shot, and its time ran out. Earth is having its moment right now. The tale of these two planets reveals a fundamental truth. Worlds, just like the life they support, are not immortal. Every single planet has a beginning, and every single one has an end. It's really up to us to make the most of our time in the sun.